What's going on, guys? It's Fatal Reaper today, bringing you guys this video, and we're going to be talking about how much does a gaming PC cost to build. So as you guys know, you can check out my videos. I have one full video and a little short showcasing my new PC. I just built one. I've built three now with my uncle. He's helped me out and stuff like that. So I've built now 3 PCs, and we're going to be talking about how much does it cost. So we're going to look over every individual part, and then I'm going to have the price pop up later. It'll pop up probably on the right side of the screen here. But we're going to be talking about each individual part, and I have the photos here. We're going to be talking about, which everything is, what key component it is, and, how much it costs. So overall cost was about $2,400. Now that is with a monitor, so if you just taking account the complete, just the PC itself, so if you're building just a PC, it's going to cost about around $2,000. If you want a particular build like this, you can go cheaper and or higher, depending on what you want and what you're wanting in your gaming PC. This one I have now will probably last me probably 6 to 7 years ish, and I can play games on ultra settings and whatnot, especially like Black Ops 6. And I'll be showcasing some gameplay of Black Ops 6 on this PC afterwards. I'll have it play it afterwards. But that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. So the first thing we have on the list here, no particular order, we do have the CPU. So I do have an i7, this 14th gen. It was about, I want to say this was about $300-400 for the CPU, maybe somewhere a little bit lower than that. Again, prices do vary here and there, but that of course was, I'll have the exact price posted. I'll go look at it later and do some editing on it, and you guys can see that. But that is the first thing up, and that is the first thing I have in here was the CPU. I do have an i7 in it. I do have an Intel build. There is a difference. You can get an Intel build or an AMD build. I used to have an AMD build. I do now have an Intel. So now we're going to go to the next one, and that is the CPU Cooler. That is the one I have. It is a Corsair. You do want your things to match, like with your tower and stuff like that. You want them to be the same brand, so all the LEDs light up and correspond well with each other. So this is a just a standard Corsair cooler. This was pretty pricey too. It was around $200, I do believe. Again, I'll have exact pricing on the side. I will check it afterwards. So I may mess up on the pricing a little bit, talking about it. That being said, guys, that is the CPU cooler that I do have. And basically, like I said, we're just talking about over the overall pricing of what it costs, and it is going to cost around $2,000 and or more for just a standalone, desktop if you're making one. Again, there are cheaper options and stuff like that, but this is probably the better option if you're going to build a PC yourself and go with that. So this is the big one. This is the biggest. This is what costs the most in the entire PC. Probably any PC you build is going to be the graphics card. I do not have the Ti Super, so that you're seeing right there, take the Ti out. It's just the 4070 Super that I have. I would recommend, if you are going to build one, get the Ti Super. I probably should have, but they were actually out of stock of them, and I didn't want to pay the extra money to get it shipped faster. The 4070 Super, there's not like a huge difference. I mean, there is and there isn't. It's really more personal preference at that point. I mean, the 4070 Super clearly is better than the 4070 Super standalone. But if you're not doing like, I mean, you're not gonna get like insane different FPS from it. I mean, it's not gonna be that crazy. Now, if you jump to the 4080, maybe that would be something to step up. The 4080 is around almost $1,600 in some places now. I did order all this build off Amazon, by the way. There'll be links down in the description below for all of this stuff if you guys want to build the same PC or that example. And again, all of these parts do go together. Do your research on stuff like that if you're wanting to build specific different gaming PCs. The world of PC has been somewhat confusing to myself. I've just recently, I say recently, it's been almost a decade, but about when I was, about almost 10 years ago, when I was 16, 17, so almost, about 10 years ago, close to that. I started getting into PC gaming. My uncle helped me build my first one, built the second one, and then of course now I'm on my third one, and I'm really proud of this one right here. So again, this was the biggest one in there. It was $700 for the 4070 Super. I did not get the Ti Super. I do recommend getting the 70 Ti Super if you can. Again, they were out of stock when I went to build the PC, and I didn't really want to wait, to be honest with you. Kind of just wanted to jump into it. So that's the big ordeal in the PC. And That's the pride and joy of it. So next is the motherboard. So I actually, funny story of this, the first one I had actually messed up. I had to send it back and get a refund off Amazon. I don't know if it was really their fault, my fault, whose was it. The point is, one of the RAM slots had been broken, the little plastic part, and if you do that, you're pretty much, your motherboard is null and void. It's not going to work, and I couldn't get the RAM to work. I could only get one slot of RAM to work, so I was able to power on the PC and make sure everything was working correctly. However, I had to replace the motherboard. Luckily, I got the this one at Best Buy. I was able to get it last minute. This was actually right before Christmas when I built this build, and of course you're looking at the AORUS Elite AX here. That being, or did I just pronounce that wrong? AORUS, ADRUS. AORUS. I guess it's AORUS. Yeah, AORUS, because that's an O. But again, this is pretty standalone. The motherboard I think was $250-ish. $250. So the graphics card, again, the most expensive. Mine was $700. You can get, some of them are even, one of the graphics cards, the 4080, at one point on Amazon when I was getting it, was as much as the whole PC. So that's why I didn't go with the 4080. It was just a little bit out of budget, so to speak. That being said, guys, this is the motherboard that I do in fact have. Again, links to the description will be all down below for you guys if you want to build the same PC. The next order of business is the power supply. So I did get a Seasonic 1000-watt power supply. Again, this is just kind of standard stuff. There's nothing really specific or significant about this. It's just a power supply. I got the 1000-watt. With the graphics card and the CPU that I do have, I do, of course, recommend getting you I had an 850-watt in the old build I had. And then, of course, I upgraded to the 1000-watt for the bigger build because you're running more power, obviously, with the graphics card and CPU and whatnot. Next thing is RAM. I do have 64 gigs of RAM in this specific build. You could put 32. You don't have to go the full 64 if you did not want to. You could just do 32. But I was wanting to go full, 64 gigs and have it running, because it just helps the whole PC overall run better. This is the one I did use, the Vengeance, and they do have LEDs on the top, which is really cool, and especially if you have the whole PC and everything plugged up correctly. The lights all flash and stuff like that, and you got all the LEDs. It's really cool, of course. For those of you who've not really been into PC gaming and stuff like that, of course you'll know that when you get into it. It's fun to have all the LEDs. This is the tower I do have. It is a Corsair Tower, full tower. This one's a little bit different than the one I have. This has got a glass panel on the front. Mine has a glass panel on the front, but it's got like a little, I guess you would say, protector on it. Plastic on the front, but this is pretty much the tower I got. Again, links to the description below will have all the actual parts that I had. This one's pretty much the same thing, just without the little protector on the front. This is what it would look like though, and of course I do have the full tower, and I have mine actually sitting on a little stand for better airflow and stuff like that. That's pretty much all that is in my PC and stuff like that. I do have memory, so I don't have the memory picture on here. I couldn't really find a picture. So for the memory, I used a SSD, of course. There's tons of different options when you go to getting memory. I mean, you could go with external hard drives. I do have an actually external hard drive plugged up to this, as well as 2 internal ones. I have my old one. That way I had my all my old stuff and everything like that. But the one I went with, again, links to the description all below. This one is a Platinum P41 2TB PCIe. I do have, like I said, 2 terabytes on that one. So I have about 5 terabytes total of space. Like I said, I do have external hard drives and stuff like that plugged in as well for extra space because I do, YouTube and stuff like that. But that being said, guys, this is pretty much all that's in my build. Again, we got 64 gigs of RAM, 4070 Super, not the TI Super. We've got the i7 CPU and 1000-watt for the power supply. That being said, guys, this is a really good overall build. I would say very mid-tier, probably, for now, for how everything's... I mean, they did just release the 50 series, so you could argue what have you about what tier it is. I would say this is probably like mid-tier. I run a constant 250 FPS on games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. I do have a 240 hertz monitor. I'm doing a review on that too if you guys want to see that video, and the link to the description for that monitor will be in this video too as well if you guys want to check that out. But that is my overall PC build. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you learned a lot. Again, I will have prices for all this on the right side of the screen here for you guys to see the pricing and stuff like that. At the end of this video, we're going to have some Black Ops 6 gameplay for the 4070 Super, and we're going to see the FPS on there and stuff like that. Again, guys, this is roughly what it cost. It was around $2,000 for the whole build. I could be wrong on that. I'll have to look the pricing afterwards, but if you count everything plus the... and I'll have the SSD pop down here below on the right corner of the case one with the SSD cost for the memory. I do believe it was around $2,000 if you take out the monitor. And yeah, so not too bad for a PC build. There are a lot more, trust me, expensive ones out there. And if you're looking for an option, you want to get away from console and stuff like that. Not hating on console, but you know, PC is just on another tier. It has definitely been a great experience switching over to PC. So guys, if you want to see more videos on that or see more tests on the graphics card that I have or any of the components in my PC, let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Catch y'all later.